Right, so today, folks, Craig's turned up, we've all met up, and he's thrown us a bit of a curveball here. He's turned up in a different car. I'll let Craig tell you what it is, but we were a bit surprised. So what are we in today, Craig?
We are in a Chevrolet Lacetti.
A Lacetti? Oh, no.
Made famous by a certain TV program.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't think about the... We're not going to be throwing it around the track and asking, you know, members of famous people to come and do a lap time. We won't be doing things like that, but...
No, it was a bit of a surprise. I sprung this on the chaps today. We were scheduled to be filming, but we didn't really know what we were going to be filming until I turned up in this.
So this has become the feature today.
Yes, and yes, it is my new car. I got it yesterday. And your thoughts, Martin? First thoughts.
First initial thoughts when I saw it, I thought, well, we're talking a 2009 car now, aren't we? And we know cars have moved on and so on. But I still thought, when I saw it straight away, I thought, actually, what a nice bit of styling to this car.
Yeah, I mean,
I really like how the back is. I think it's styled fairly well.
I don't think it's a bad looking car, to be fair.
It's not, actually.
I wouldn't say it was stylish, but it's certainly not bad looking.
It's certainly not a boring looking car at all. It's surprising.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Giugiaro that styled this.
Right, well, I will say off from the bat, I really know nothing about Chevrolet or Lacetti at all, much really.
But yes, it was... I suppose one thing we do know is that this really carried on from Daewoo, wasn't it?
Well, we do know that. We do know Daewoo took over, didn't they? And like with things like the Mitties, and everyone was saying that it was just like a badge swap and things like that. But I think this sort of stands away from that, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, obviously you got your saloon, the hatchback, which is this, the estate as well. And the saloon and the estate had slightly different frontal styling.
Yeah,
they were different.
Yeah. I think this is really the one that stands out of the crowd with them, really.
Probably the best looking of the bunch, I would say.
And I must say, what a nice bit of room is in this car.
It's certainly practical.
It feels very... It is roomy, but it's also giving the impression it's more roomy, actually. It feels a nice, bright environment to be in. It's not dull in any way.
I mean, I needed a practical, runabout car, and saw this and thought, you know what, that was a good deal. And, yeah, certainly a lot of space in here. You've even got storage pockets here on the side of the seat.
That's unbelievable. I have never, not in any cars I've owned or filmed, seen one with storage pocket right on the seat. And you know what? It's funny how it's like you can slip a mobile phone in the side.
I suppose that's what it's designed for, isn't it?
It is. I really like the pattern on the trim. It is a very brightish pattern, but not too overboard.
It actually feels quite light and airy in this car.
Yeah, it gives you that impression of it's not a dreary place to be, is it? And
I think that's probably a lot to do with the colours and the materials, what they've used and things like that.
Yeah. So we're talking a 1.6 with this one.
1.6.
Now, I believe this might be the only thing I do know, that they did not do a diesel, did they, in this? And I
not for the UK market.
No,
I think they might have done in other parts of the world.
They may have done, yeah. I think, but what we'd always see is I think we had a 1.4, a 1.6, which this is, and a 1.8, and I'm not sure if there was a great deal of difference between the 1.6 and 1.8.
I don't think so. I mean, the 1.8 I think was only in the saloon, so it was sold in fairly small numbers anyway. But I'm not exactly sure power outputs on this. I think we were talking about 115, 120 or
something like that, isn't it? But
it's a pretty nippy car.
Yeah, I think if you're going to get one, I think you've probably got the right one. Let's say as a 1.6, both for your fuel economy and performance and everything. I'd say.
Obviously, they've only just got the car, like I said, so it's difficult at this stage to judge actually how economical it's going to be or not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, first impressions. I'm pretty.
First impressions for us. We wondered what was going on when this black, because it is black, and Malcom hates filming black cars. So we found that with a view.
You always see his face drop.
Yeah, but he turned up in this, and we saw it, and we thought, well, what's he done now? What's he got? And so here it is, and yeah, there's some nice plastics on it and things as well. That they are a bit hard. Yeah, we will say that. But I suppose at this sort of time, a lot of cars were like that. Things have changed and moved on. But I won't say they're dull plastics.
They're not. It's not a bad. It's quite I say stylish, but it's not a bad design interior.
I really like how they've done a really good contrast between the grey and the darker grey, which is nearly a black. and then this brushed silver effect, which some would have just put it in the centre, but they've continued the theme right
it
around.
goes all the way right across the dashboard.
And at least it's broken everything up.
But like I say, it's a 10-year-old car. It wasn't a particularly expensive car to buy, but having said that, we do have some nice stuff. We've got the standard factory CD player, which is actually a Blaupunkt CD player. So,
I just noticed that. I suppose, I guess this under is just a storage area
there.
I suppose you got your discs put in there or whatever.
Heating controls, got air conditioning as well.
But with this, I suppose then that will give you the scope with all that area to have a different system fitted in, which will be that side. Which that's very good actually.
Yeah. You got your steering wheel controls here. We've even got volume controls and that kind of thing on the steering wheel. And I have to say, it's a pretty nice car to drive. To be fair,
and I guess with all electric power windows and things like that,
mirrors and everything like that. For the kind of sort of end of the market that this car costs, I have to say you can't really complain.
No, certainly not. No. It will certainly probably do its job as a daily run around for your work and things like that. And what more can you ask for that, for the price?
Not a lot really. It's obviously, I didn't specifically go out shopping for a Chevrolet Lacetti, should we say?
No.
But no, this turned up. And,
but when you think about it, whatever sort of car do you get, is it the one you actually always intend to go for? I've been in positions where I've ended up with a car and it's not actually been the one I've been seeking. Certain events have changed and you end up with whatever.
I have to say, I was looking for a runabout car, and as regular viewers will know, we tend to gravitate towards the sort of MG Rover things on overdrive. I'm a fan and had a look for them, but I did see some good ones, but they were obviously quite a long distance away and I need something fairly quickly. For the sort of money that you can pick one of these up for, I think it's a pretty good buy really. There's not that many about though.
I was just going to say, personally from my own opinion, I haven't seen many about. Was there a massive seller when they was out? I don't know, but
not as I'm aware.
No.
I didn't see many when they were new. I think looking at classifieds and sort of the main advertising website, and I found about 30 odd, and not all of them were hatchbacks either. That was a mixture of.
So you could be driving around in a nearly a bespoke car now,
it's pretty rare, yeah. I don't know sort of about parts availability in the future, if I'm going to be looking, at that, how hard it's going to be to find. I have heard stories that they can be a little bit tricky to get bits and pieces for.
Well, if there's certainly anyone out there that's got one or whatever, please let us know, by all means. But yeah, as on the whole, I think it looks a very spacious, roomy car, and I'm surprised the room you have in the back, and the headroom seems to continue. Even so, when you look on the outside with the styling at the back, it does look to sort of sweep down a fraction, but yet you don't lose it at the back. It's good how they've achieved that.
The boot again, pretty practical. Slightly smaller than the one I had car before, but decent for the size. That's certainly. Can't complain at that at all. And like I say, it does seem a pretty nice car to drive. You've got plenty of equipment, all your basic stuff that you need.
Yeah, you've got your aircon and all that, and your heated rear windscreen and things like that. And everything you'd expect of a car of this sort of spec.
Yeah.
Your display looks very clear than that. I like how it's well laid out.
It is really good actually. Yeah, really good. Clear and concise, and generally speaking, a pretty tidy car as well.
Now, like I say, I will stress, I do not know nothing about Chevrolet much as a whole. They're more an American feel to me, but when I think of Chevrolet, I think of like...
You're thinking of big American muscle cars.
I think like your Camaros, your big pickups and things like that, and that's about it with me. So when I saw this and you see this Chevrolet badge on it, you think...
Hang on.
Sort of thing, but...
Obviously, I think they took over from Daewoo, didn't they?
Did it? We know that.
And inherited a lot of their models, didn't
they? So, if anyone's saying that, it's an awful car, it's not a Chevrolet, just hang fire with that, because
we kind of know that, don't we?
We do know, and Chevrolet did what they did with what they took, basically.
I think what it was, they wanted to get back into the European market.
Yeah.
So what they did, obviously, they bought Daewoo out and inherited a lot of their models, I suppose, to get a foothold into the market before they introduced theirs. And they did then introduce their models, like the Spark, wanted that took over from the Matiz and that kind of thing. and then you had the tracks, which is I think similar to a Vauxhall Mocha.
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
So they did introduce their own models eventually, and then obviously I think around, as we mentioned actually on the last episode of Overdrive, around 2013, 2014, they pulled out of the European market altogether.
They did, yeah.
But yeah.
But hats off to them at the time. This is a fair car for what it is, really.
Yeah.
You can't argue for its practicality of it, and what you will get out of it as a daily runner to work, we'll see. But all in all, for the money, a very tidy car. I won't say a little car because it's not exactly a small one, but
no, it's decent size.
So that is the Lacetti. I'll try and make sure I get the name right, as as we've heard someone kept calling it. What was it?
Lacetti.
A Lacetti or something. Or Lacetti.
But I think what we've done today is certainly carry on the philosophy of Overdrive of filming something different. always full of surprises, always different. We never know what's going to come up next, but that's how we like it, purely because it keeps it fresh. Yeah.
You're not going to be expecting the same old. It's going to be something different whenever we can, and that's the idea.
And of course, as this car is not one that we borrowed off someone else, it's mine.
No.
I will keep you informed on how the car runs.
Yeah, we will. We may even
do
do a follow-up on how it's performing.
maybe in
a
few months, maybe a 6-month follow-up,
Yeah.
something like that, a year
Yeah.
follow-up maybe, and give you guys an update on what it's like to own.
After sitting here a while, these seats are fairly comfy, you know. I'm surprised by these.
They do have a lot of support, actually.
Plenty of support. I won't say they're rock solid hard.
No.
But they're not bad.
No.
I do like the different thing how it says in your wing mirrors, how it says objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
That certainly speaks of an American type thing.
It's the sort of thing you'd see on a proper American, thing to do, and it's just a bit odd to see that it etched into the glass.
It's certainly a quirk, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've not owned a car with that message on the mirrors before.
And I noticed also we've got, and I always said it's like a typical American thing, the sun strip built into it. I know a lot of cars get these like things as standard now, but you see this sort of greenish tint going across, and
the sunshade,
and it always reminds me of an American vehicle how they did that, because they get the sun, don't they?
They do. Actually, the R8 Rover 200 had that as well.
Yeah,
that reminds me. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But yes, something different for us, for you guys, from Overdrive again.
Yep.
Keeping the diversity going. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, we'll give you a running update in a few months' time to see how the car's going, because it is something pretty unusual. You don't see too many about, so I'm hoping you guys will be interested to find out what it's like to own. And yeah, as Mike said, if any of you out there have got one,
let us know in the comments any issues that you know that crop up or whatever, just to help Craig out. It'll help him on the running of the car.